Hey guys, so I'm still on the worksheet that we were working on with the chemistry reaction worksheet that we were doing double replacements on. So we worked through some of the first page. I think we made it through on the video 1 and 2. I am going to go ahead and work on the problems 5 through 15 on the next pages. And then the other thing that I want to show you is the single that are over on page 4. We actually have already on the lab did 1 through 10. If you did not feel comfortable with those, you can back up and try 1 through 10 again. But the actual assignment here will be to finish 11 through 15. 11 through 15. Okay? And I will write that down. So let's go ahead and get started again on number 5. Again, it is going to be a double replacement reaction, and I again recognize this because of the fact that I have 2 compounds. So your silver is your positive, your nitrate negative, potassium positive, chlorine negative. And so I am going to take the positive and attach to the negative. And I am going to take the positive here and attach to the negative there. Okay, now again, your next step is going to be to balance this out. Silver is, let's see, silver's a +1, chlorine's a -1. Is that right? Double check me on the silver. I believe that's right. And then potassium is a +1, nitrate's a -1. Okay. Now, again, don't forget you need to go back in and balance and so forth. But the next piece that I want to go ahead and just take a quick look at is the table. So we want silver and chlorine. So here's silver. And then chlorine right here. Okay. So it is I, means insoluble. So this is going to be my solid. I'm going to find potassium nitrate. Potassium's here. Nitrate way over here. It is soluble. So that is going to be my aqueous. Okay. I do want to point out, because I believe on, if you go back in and try to do problem, I think it's cadmium, maybe on, it's not cadmium, what was it? One of the ones on the front page. I don't remember now which one it was. It was a nitrate problem, and we didn't have all the information that we need. So what I want to show you real quick is if you'll look down through your nitrates, okay, look down through your nitrates and how all of them are soluble, okay? So as a general rule, we know that all nitrates are soluble, okay? Same thing if you look down through acetates. If in doubt, look, most all of them, again, are soluble. So some of those things, even if you're not given all of them on there, you can kind of look to see what the pattern is and use it. Okay? And again, go back in and balance. I didn't finish balancing. You need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. Sodium is a plus, carbonate's a minus. Your hydrogen's a plus, your sulfate's a minus. Okay, I'm just doing the positives and negatives. You can put the exact charge in there. Okay, so positive with negative. Positive with negative. Okay. Now, again, you're going to need to go in and use your periodic table and actually find your charges. So sodium's a +1. Sulfate on the back is a 2 negative. So that means I'm going to need 2 sodiums. Hydrogen is a +1. Carbonate, CO3, is a 2 minus. So I'm going to need 2 of these. Now this here, guys, is actually carbonic acid. Carbonic acid. So when it starts with an H, that tells us it's an acid. And then how we name it, this is carbonate. Okay, so we call it carbonic for carbonate, carbonic acid. Okay, just a name there. Again, let's just do a quick double check. So we have sodium and sulfate. Sodium. And then sulfate is we're all the way to the, here we go. Sometimes my eyes don't track well. Sodium sulfate, so it is soluble. So that means this is aqueous. And then one thing about your acids, guys, your acids are always aqueous. So I want to show you this one here because I skipped through the first page and there was one on the first page also. But when this both comes up to both being aqueous, that means we do not have a precipitate that was formed. And so what we will generally write on here, because we're not going to be able to distinguish these two solutions in the test tube or microwell or whatever, because one's not a precipitate and the other a aqueous solution. So with that in mind, we just say that we really did not see a reaction take place here. Okay, so that is when you have two that are both aqueous. Okay, I'm going to do one more. So aluminum, hydroxide, hydrogen, and your acetate. Okay, so your acetate is this piece here. Okay, so again, the positive is going to attach to the negative acetate. So this is going to be aluminum acetate. And then I have my hydrogen with my OH. We know this is a liquid. Aluminum is a +3. Carbonate or acetate is, oh, let me find it. It's up at the top on your chart. It's a -1. So that means I need 3 of these. Now, guys, I did not balance these. Please go back in and always balance. I'm just showing you how to do the prediction of the product. You should be able to balance and so forth yourself. Okay. Now, you would not need to balance it if it's a no reaction, but definitely number 5 balance. Okay, let's see. So I got that as a liquid. So I'm going to check this one out, aluminum acetate, and see if it happens to be a solid. So aluminum and acetate is soluble. Aluminum acetate, soluble. So let me move my little plus sign over here. So since it's soluble, that means it's aqueous also. So I have an aqueous solution and a water here, which again is going to be a no reaction being formed. Okay, so I'll give you some examples of that. So again, just remember from the ones that we did earlier, okay, this was the earlier video. Okay, this is what our final answers should look like. Again, the first 2 should always be aqueous solutions. You're going to be sure you always balance. We're going to predict what the products are. If they are, one's aqueous and one is, if one is aqueous and one is insoluble, it's our solid. That's going to be our precipitate. Okay. So in this case, this would be our precipitate. So if we were filtering something out, okay, if I was using a filter, okay, then what I would do is I would be able to collect the silver chloride here, and down in my beaker would be the potassium nitrate. Okay. Again, double check that for me real quick. Again, on there, I'm pretty sure silver's one. For some reason, my brain is being fried tonight. Okay, there you go. So again, this worksheet needs to be finished up. Remember, 1 through 10 on the single replacement was done on the lab sheet. So if you're struggling, again, I would say back up and redo that. If not, you may skip 1 through 10. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later.